masdan, binhing itinanim sa mumunti kong bukiran, umaawi.
Before the coming of the Spaniards in the 16th century, economic activities were already taking place in the islands. The pre-Hispanic settlers of the archipelago were economically self-sufficient. It is believed that the Banaue rice terraces may have been built starting 10,000 BC, which proves the early Filipinos' skills in agriculture. Agriculture was one of the main sources of livelihood in the pre-colonial Philippines. There was an abundance of sugarcane, coconut, rice, cotton, hemp, and many species of fruits and vegetables. The daily food consisted of rice, which is considered as the daily mainstay for the entire country. As you can see in my documentation, I am wearing the typical clothes of farmers during these days up until now, because I can still see a lot of farmers wearing what I wore. A safety hat and long sleeve is a must to protect farmers against sun, wind, and rain. A long pants is also a must because farmers' legs need protection from scratchy bales of hay and straw when walking through growing crops. This is Martiniano Alquizola's house. It is one of the many Spanish bahay na bato in Barili. This house was built in 1890 and is similar to many other bahay na bato. The Philippine bahay na bato or house of stone is a building originating from the Spanish colonial period. It is an updated version of the bahay kubo, but it still maintains lots of its original character. It is an elevated overhanging wooden structure that rests on a Spanish-style black foundation at the bottom floor. Just like in the bahay kubo, the first story was mostly used for storage, and in the cities, it was rented out as shop space. The bahay na bato was popular with the Philippine elite and middle class, and this integrated the characteristic of the classic nipa hut or bahay kubo with the Chinese and Spanish influences in architecture. This is mostly to make up the ancestral houses that we know and see today in the Philippines. As you can see, I am wearing a kimono and patadyong, the traditional costume of women in the Philippines. A kimono is a loose-fitting blouse made of delicate fabric. The kimono is worn over an undergarment called a kamisin and paired with a skirt or sayal. A wrap-around skirt is known as patadyong. These are some few antique things I've found in Martiniano Alquizola's old house, and these are still used by the owners.
Hi,
It's me again, and today is another day to watch and witness other ancestral houses that I found in our locality. So stay tuned! So one of the ancestral houses here in Barili is Casa Pañares. The grandest house in town is known as the Casa Pañares, and it has quite an interesting history, including being occupied as the Spanish government's Casa Tribunal, or administration office, during the last year of the Spanish regime. Casa Pañares was built in the 1870s by Don Mariano Duterte Paras to house his wife and children. The two-story Casa Pañares is rectangular in shape. Its design and architecture are that of the traditional bahay na bato, making excellent use of stone and wood. The walls of the ground floor is made entirely of white coral stones. The Tomas Delgado Ancestral House, located on the intersection of Hilarion Alquizola and Agustin Paras Saint in Barili, Cebu. The old house was built in 1914. Hilarion Alquizola Ancestral House, constructed during the 1890s in Barili, Cebu, today is also known as Rural Bank of Barili Incorporated. The Santa Ana Church of Barili is the only parish in Cebu that is dedicated to Saint Anne, the Mother of the Virgin Mary. The parish was founded in 1964. Miguel Abad Ancestral House is also called Villa Eliton. It was constructed before World War II. The Hospicio de San Jose Barili was founded in 1925 by Don Pedro Cue and his sister Benigna. The siblings belong to the Cue family. The Hospicio de San Jose is the first home for the aged in Cebu.